Committee is called back to order, and today's date is February the 2nd of 2023. The time is 12:35. Our remote location is Caldwell Parish Correctional Center. Would the staff at Caldwell please introduce themselves? Is there some, can you hear me, Mr. Hargrave? We can't hear you. Y'all are on mute.
Okay, Kylie Hendricks, Caldwell, transition specialist, and Lieutenant Ron Tatum.
All right. Thank you. Panel members today are Ms. Pearl Wise, Mr. Pete Freeman. My name is Tony Marabella, and I'll be chairing. The first case is Mr. Troy Hargrave. Mr. Hargrave, would you please give us your full name and DOC number?
Troy Joseph Hargrave, 353612.
Mr. Hargrave, let me explain our process to you. I'm going to read some information into the record, and then the board is going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the appropriate time, we will allow those parties who wish to have input to speak. You don't have anybody here that wishes to speak, but your daughter, Ms. Courtney Benson, is, I think, present with us on Zoom. So you do have a participant, but she's chosen not to speak today. At the end, you'll be allowed to make a brief statement before the board votes. Do you understand our process?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the matter of Troy J. Hargrave, DOC number 353612. Date of birth, September the 28th of 1976. He's a third felony offender. He has a parole eligibility date of September the 10th of 2022, an adjusted good time date of August the 27th of 2040, and a full term date of September the 11th of 2046. He is currently serving a 44-year sentence on the charges of simple escape, aggravated escape, and manslaughter, having been sentenced on the escape charges on January the 25th of 2010 and the manslaughter charge on March the 7th of 205. Is that all accurate, sir?
No, sir. I wasn't charged with aggravated escape, just simple escape.
Okay. Okay. Simple escape. And that would have been sentenced on January the 25th, 2010. Is that correct? You got a 4-year sentence?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, that's accurate?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the case has been assigned to Ms. Pearl Wise. Ms. Wise will begin our interview process. Please answer any questions she may have.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
It's going all right, ma'am.
Good, good. Good afternoon to you.
All right.
Tell me about you lost 180 days of good time on November the 24th of 21. What happened there?
I got high and DCI, and I lost good time, and I went to the blocks, did my time in the blocks, and came out.
Okay. Then you got moved to Caldwell. What's the reason for the move? Do you know?
At first, I got moved to Lula, to Madison.
Yeah.
Then I got moved from Madison to Caldwell.
Okay. Did you get any kind of program and any kind of substance abuse treatment in Madison?
No, ma'am. I started the classes once I got to Caldwell Corrections.
Okay. Okay. One of the interesting things about you is that when you got a good supervision history, you never was revoked, you did well. But boy, when you get in the institution, you just cuts up. I mean, you lost 675 days of good time.
Yes,
over this period of time. It's just rare. Usually you have a poor supervision history, then they do well in the institution, but you're the opposite. You don't do well in the institution, but you got a good supervision history. So tell me, what do you need, Mr. Hargrave? What do you need?
I can't hear you, ma'am. I can't understand what you were saying.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What do you need?
why did you perform well on supervision, but what was the issues the institution was that you weren't able to perform as well as you did in the supervision level?
What you mean?
Like, why did you lose so much good time at Allen?
I mean,
Yeah.
that DCI,
Yeah,
Um, I mean, there's no excuse. I did wrong, you know, by interacting. I felt weak for the drugs again and started interacting in the drugs.
okay, all right. So have you had any kind of drug treatment?
I had substance abuse at Angola, and I had a substance abuse here at Caldwell Correction.
Is it helping?
The one here is helping me a lot because the one at Angola really didn't. They just show me videotapes. The one here, I actually do homework, and Miss Hendricks teaches the class and shows everybody, you know, the difference.
Good. So that's helping. That's really helping.
Yes,
How long
ma'am.
have you been clean? As of today, how long you been clean?
Since November of 21.
Okay. Is this the longest time in a while you've been clean?
Yeah, since my stay at David Wade, I stayed clean for years until I went to DCI and I fell off at DCI.
Okay. I do want to inform you as a part of this process, we reach out to law enforcement community to get their opinion, and there's opposition for the early release. One of your victims is opposed. The Allen Correctional Center warden is opposed to your early release. Nothing you can do about it, but I just want to state it on the record.
Okay.
Your daughter indicated that you are a good baker. Somebody said you are a good baker. Is that
Yes,
correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's all I did in prison. I learned the trade in prison.
What's your specialty? What you like baking?
Donuts.
Oh. Right. And also we have and I just I want you to hear this so that you would know. You do have I think you have a low tiger, but we do another assessment. It's called a need assessment. And it's very concerning, the 3 areas that you are high in. But again, I want you to just know this. One of them is antisocial thinking. One is education. One is mental health. And one is substance abuse. And I just want you to be aware of that and really, really sit on the front row and try to learn what you need to learn. You have a daughter that cares about you. So that you get, the day is going to come when you're going to get out. Just the way the sentences operate. But you need to be able to stay out. But that's all I had. So staff member, what you want to tell us about this young man?
I've been working with him since April of last year. He has taken my substance abuse, my anger management, and he's currently enrolled in parenting. I find him to be a very eager student. He comes in, he does everything that I ask him to do. He brings in well-developed homework, completed homework. He contributes to discussions. He helps others, especially if they're not quite clear on what I'm asking in terms of the discussions. He's eager to help others and be a mentor within the dorm. Me personally, I've recommended him to our kitchen. There is a waiting list for hiring kitchen workers because I love donuts. And Lieutenant Tatum can speak to his disciplinary status, but from the instructor's point of view, he's a great student, and I really think he could benefit from intensive, legitimate therapeutic substance abuse with substance abuse counselors. I am not a certified substance abuse counselor. And I think that he would really benefit from a long-term program such as RSAT or Steve Hoyle. Tatum.
Thank you so much.
Tatum, I've not really met him that long, known him that long, but I haven't had any problems out of him, no write-ups, anything like that.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Well, thank you. That's all I had, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Mr. Hargrave, is there anything you'd like to say before the board votes?
Yes. I would like y'all to grant me parole on the conditions I finish Steve Hall program, all of that. And Miss Hendricks had found me a nice place to parole out to, and it'd be a year. I'd have to stay there a year and do classes. What is it?
The refinery mission.
The refinery mission.
Oh, good.
That would be, you know, and, you know, I know I would do well in society because I've been on probation before on the streets and completed it successfully. You know, I'm asking for a second chance.
Thank you very much, sir. Board ready to vote?
Yes.
Ms. Wise?
I'm glad to hear the positive things that I've heard about you. I really am glad to hear that. But for me, and I'm only just one vote, I would like to see a longer time write-up free. November, especially with the drug use and your drug history. My vote is to deny because the law enforcement opposition, and I agree the need for the long-term substance abuse treatment. Because I just think that we need a little bit longer with you write-up free. I urge you to reapply when you're eligible for a rehearing with no write-ups and maintain a good disciplinary history. You lost 675 days of good time. That's concerned. That is my vote.
Thank you very much, Ms. Wise. Mr. Freeman?
I concur with Ms. Wise, also vote deny.
Mr. Hargrave, you have 2 votes to deny. I agree with my colleagues. You really need to make sure you don't get any more write-ups, and you need some long-term substance.
Well,
So
can
good.
the board-
We're hoping that you can get some treatment, and maybe the next time it'll be a little different.
Well, can the board recommend me go to Steve Hall because I'm at Caldwell Correction?
We certainly
They
will.
don't
And
have
we
that.
will.
We'll make that recommendation and see if we can get that done.
You know, I really appreciate it where I can get the help I need.
And I appreciate how well you were doing. I appreciate that.
I mean, I would like to be sent somewhere where I can get the help I need for my journey next time. And I appreciate y'all cooperation and y'all honesty.
Good luck to you, sir.
All right.
At Caldwell Parish.
This is all over the news when he escaped. I can't believe he's up for parole. Wow. So he killed his roommate in 2005, got a second degree, and then in 2010 he escaped with 3 other inmates, and it was all over the news. They manipulated a 19-year-old prison guard into giving them wire cutters, and they actually escaped. And then a day later, he turned himself in. He said he came back to the jail. He said, "Can you cuff me? I'm hungry, I'm cold, I'm tired." And then the person who cuffed him gave him his son's leftover pancakes from McDonald's. They said he has antisocial behavior. I mean, someone who would go and do all of that to escape and then just turn themselves in, it's like just not the brightest tool in the shed there. Yeah, it kind of scares me. I'll put the links in the description below. I tried searching up that prison guard to see news on him, and the name only shows up as an inmate. I don't see anything else. I mean, you know, you put a 19-year-old kid around, these things happen. You hear about it. A lot of these prisoners are very charismatic, and a 19-year-old kid getting paid minimum wage can be influenced in more ways than one. Detective Peggy Kenny said Jesse Jordan was held without bond, being booked Monday night on account of assisting escape. Man, what a way to go. You get a job at 19, everyone's proud of you, and then you get locked up in the same place just to have the person you helped turn himself in a day later. Gosh. Man, yeah. I'm surprised there was, so that's why the warden didn't you know, had the objection to him getting out. That's the first time we ever have had a warden do that. I don't think they'll let him out. But what was his? I missed his good year. I mean, 44-year sentence. Whew. But I missed his good date. Man. All right. If you find any more information, I'll put links on it below. If you find anything else, please do email it to me and I'll add it. But that'll let you go.